Hey there, Brainiacs! Ready for another mind-bending journey? Today we're diving into the tricky world of our deceptive brains. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Yes, you got it. We're talking about how our own command center, the brain that governs our thoughts, memories, and emotions, can also sometimes play tricks on us. And speaking of tricks, have you ever found yourself in the shower, belting out tunes as if you were the next pop sensation, only to realize later that your vocal range isn't as wide as the Atlantic and your pitch isn't quite the high you thought it was? That's your brain's fine work of deception. It's a strange thought, isn't it, that the very organ that serves as a source of truth and knowledge can also be a source of illusion and deception. Take, for example, the now infamous dresses controversy. Some people saw it as blue and black while others swore it was white and gold. This optical illusion sparked a worldwide debate and stands as a classic example of how our brain can interpret the same image in various ways. From everyday illusions like this to the complex phenomena memories, our brain has a knack for creating a reality that's not entirely accurate. Why does this happen? And what are the implications? Get ready as we navigate through an intriguing aspect of our brain's functionality, its ability to deceive us. Sounds thrilling, doesn't it? So, how does the brain manage to pull a fast one on us? Let's dive into the scientific shenanigans behind it. Our brains are a complex network of neurons, tirelessly playing telephone with each other. These messages shape our thoughts and perceptions, but sometimes the brain can pull the wool over our eyes. Cognitive biases, perception, and memory are key players in this grand illusion. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that affect the decisions and judgments that people make. They are often a result of the brain's attempt to simplify information processing. For instance, let's talk about the phantom vibration syndrome. This is a cognitive bias where you're convinced your phone is vibrating in your pocket, you reach for it, and voila, it's just your brain playing tricks on you. It's the adult version of an imaginary friend. Now, confirmation bias leads us to pay more attention to information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs and ignore the information that contradicts them. This is why people can watch a movie and walk away with two completely different interpretations. This brings us to perception, the process of interpreting the sensory information we receive from the world around us. Ever heard of the rubber hand illusion? It's a classic in the world of perception studies. It involves a fake hand, a paintbrush, and your brain being utterly convinced that a piece of rubber is part of your body. It's pretty wild how easily our brains can be fooled into believing the unbelievable, right? But our perception is not always an accurate representation of reality. Take, for instance, optical illusions, where our brain perceives an image in a way that's different from the actual reality. This shows how our brain can dupe us by tweaking our perception. Memory, too, plays a significant role in the brain bamboozling us. Recalling a memory is like playing a game of telephone. Every time we remember something, the details can change, influenced by our current feelings, beliefs, or even other memories. This is known as memory reconstruction. It's why eyewitness testimonies can sometimes be as reliable as a chocolate teapot. The brain can patch up gaps in memory with information that may not be accurate, leading to false memories. Scientific research backs all these concepts. Studies have shown that biases can significantly affect our decision-making processes. Neuroimaging studies have illustrated how our brains process optical illusions, and experiments aplenty have provided evidence of memory reconstruction. So, as we can see, our brain is a complex organ, and its deceptive capabilities stem from these intricate processes. The brain's ability to trick us, to deceive us, is not a flaw but rather a testament to its incredible complexity. But understanding these processes is crucial, like having a roadmap through the twists and turns of our minds to navigate the world more accurately and make better decisions. Now that we've acquainted ourselves with the science, let's delve into some real-life instances where our plays tricks on us. Let's start with cognitive biases, which are systematic errors in our cognition that sway the decisions and verdicts we make. For example, take a look at confirmation bias. This is when we tend to lean towards information that endorses our existing beliefs, even when contradicting evidence is introduced. An amusing everyday example of this is a die-hard sports fan who conveniently remembers all the occasions their team prevailed, while somehow forgetting the times they were defeated. This cognitive bias can lead us into a tunnel-like vision, narrowing our perspective and leading us astray. Now, switching gears to memory, It's easy to think of our memory as a camcorder, accurately capturing every single detail. However, that's a far cry from reality. Our brain often fills in memory gaps, constructing a narrative that seems authentic to us but can be twisted or completely untrue. This is known as the misinformation effect. An intriguing and a bit humorous example of this is the Mandela effect, where a large number of people collectively remember something that didn't actually happen, like believing the Monopoly man wears a monocle when he actually doesn't. Moving on to perception, our brain is constantly interpreting and making sense of the environment surrounding us, but at times it takes shortcuts leading to illusions and misinterpretations. Remember the viral dress debate? Some swore the dress was blue and black, while others were convinced it was white and gold. This online frenzy was a vivid demonstration of how our perception can starkly deviate from reality. These real-life examples vividly illustrate how our brain can occasionally lead us down the wrong path. It's crucial to bear in mind that despite being a remarkably potent instrument, our brain is not foolproof. However, by understanding these deceptive tendencies, we can strive towards making more informed and rational decisions. Having observed how our brain can be quite the trickster, let's delve into the ripple effects of this deception. The intriguing aspect of brain deception is that it infiltrates our everyday existence more than we might presume. It guides our decision-making mechanisms, molding our selections, the gambles we take, and the courses we opt to tread. Consider, for example, bias, a variety of brain deception. This causes us to prefer data that corroborates our pre-existing convictions, leading us to make choices that may not always be anchored in reality. Our relationships, too, are not untouched by the effects of brain deception. Say you forgot your spouse's birthday, and then your brain a false memory that they never told you the date. The resulting argument could be a classic case of brain deception at work. The phenomenon of false memory can prompt us to recall occurrences or dialogues inaccurately, leading to misunderstandings and miscommunications. Let's not overlook the halo effect, where our general of an individual sways our feelings and thoughts about their personality. This could play a significant role, say, during job interviews. An interviewer smitten by a candidate's charismatic personality might overlook potential skills gaps, leading to a skewed hiring decision. This effect can lead to distorted outlooks and decisions in our exchanges with others. Another arena significantly swayed by brain deception is personal advancement. The Dunning-Kruger effect, a cognitive bias where individuals with low competence at a task inflate their capability, can obstruct our progress and evolution. Conversely, the imposter syndrome, where we question our achievements and dread being unmasked as a fraud, can also suffocate our personal and professional growth. Brain deception also holds a deep influence over our mental health. Cognitive distortions, which are merely that our mind persuades us of something that isn't quite accurate, lie at the heart of much of our anxiety and depressive disorders. In a broader view, brain deception can also mold societal standards and behaviors. For instance, the bandwagon effect, where the acceptance rate of beliefs, notions, or trends escalates, the more they have already been embraced, can guide societal trends and even political landscapes. As we can discern, the impact of brain deception has a broad reach, swaying various facets of our lives. The brain is a spectacular organ, but it's not flawless. It can trick us, and those tricks can have momentous repercussions. However, understanding these tricks, their roots, and their effects are the commencement towards countering them. So, how can we counter this deception by our own brain? Interesting question, isn't it? Well, there are several ways. Firstly, mindfulness. This practice is a bit like focusing on the sensation of your feet in fluffy slippers. It's about fully immersing yourself in the present moment and being aware of your thoughts and feelings. It's a way of recognizing the brain's deceptive patterns rather than falling prey to them. Secondly, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. Picture this. You have an irrational fear of spiders. CBT encourages you to challenge this fear, questioning whether the tiny creature in front of you is truly as terrifying as your brain perceives. This therapy pushes us to confront our thoughts and perceptions, making it an effective weapon to combat brain deception. Lastly, increasing awareness about cognitive biases is key. Cognitive biases are the brain's way of simplifying our decision-making process, but they often lead us astray. By understanding these biases, we can recognize when our brain is pulling a fast one on us and choose to differently. Through mindfulness, CBT, and understanding cognitive biases, we can put up a fair fight against the deceptive tactics of our own brain. Remember, these methods aren't foolproof, but they equip us with the necessary tools to challenge our brain's deceptions and make more informed decisions. As we conclude this fantastic voyage into our brain's cunning ways, let's ponder on a few questions. Have you ever considered how often your brain dupes you in a day? Could it be that even as you listen to this, your brain is warping your grasp of reality? How many times has your brain tricked you into thinking another slice of pizza is just what you need? Quite the crafty operator, isn't it? Now, what about the role of brain deception in our memories? Have you ever heard of false memory syndrome? It's a condition where our deceiving brains create entire memories of events that never actually happen. Can we rely on our past experiences, or are they merely sophisticated illusions masterminded by our brains? Consider this. How can we differentiate between reality and the fabrications of our minds in a world where our brain is a skilled illusionist? How does comprehending this brain deception landscape alter your perception of your own identity? And at the end of the day, how can we expose these deceptions and steer our way towards truth? These questions might make your head spin, but they are essential in our endeavor to comprehend the human mind. Don't forget to share your pizza misjudgments and profound thoughts in the comment section. If this video made you think or giggle, show your support by liking and subscribing. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, not all pizzas are a trick of the mind.